So what we are discussing today is the divestment we have seen happening in the oil and gas sector.
Okay.
And it's becoming a concern,
Yeah.
you know, for many people, you know, and especially within the sector, to say, look, are we sure that we can handle this? Are we sure we are ready for this change that are coming? And we just saw from data now that I think, I mean, over 5 billion acquisition, you know, happened just last year alone. So my first question to you is, what is happening with these, you know, IOCs living onshore, going offshore?
Okay.
This divestment that happening, should we be worried?
A few things. I'd say worried a little, maybe 10% of the worry, 90% of it'll be good ultimately. This is what the challenges have been. First is the guys have grappled with dealing with host communities, regardless of everything government has done, regardless
Host
of
communities.
PIA, host community issues. Shell, Ogoni land for a long while, they couldn't do much, you know, until Tony Elumelu's company bought it over. I'm sure you know. That's
and we read the news. I mean, the president has met with the governor of Rivers State.
Yes,
and others on the Ogoni
when
land.
the sons of the soil are the ones who do the business, they understand the lingua. I can speak to people, but the average foreigner doesn't understand, because there's always a Nigerian factor. There's always that distinguishing factor when you do business in Nigeria, which you must understand. If you don't understand it, then you're going to bring Harvard, you're going to take a model from Harvard, and use it, and it's going to fail. So I think that that's one challenge they have. The other, another challenge is being renewables now. But with Trump, I think that many people see Bank of America pulling out of that green energy transition arrangement. People are beginning to reconsider. Even Shell, Total, the pace at which they are going on renewables and transition, they are pulling back some of those things they are doing. If you read in the press, so the initial thing was, like we're going green.
Trump wants more drilling.
Yes. They're saying we're going green, and then we're scared of these guys. Let's go deep offshore. So it's not that they are leaving Nigeria. Many of them are going deep offshore, and it's an opportunity for indigenous
the local
companies.
players, the indigenous companies, will understand the host community's problem more.
Yes,
but some of these people were the same people that worked in the IOCs.
Working and owning are two different things. You'll be shocked how sophisticated the average Nigerian is, despite the fact that you think they may not be that educated or whatever. But in terms of knowledge, in terms of sophistication, you'll be shocked that they can distinguish between owning and just working. That's one. Two, you'd find out that a number of these companies have already done well. I think ND Western is doing really well. I think Aradel is doing really well. I think Seplat is really doing really well. And because those guys who own these companies were the guys who work for Shell and Chevron and Mobil and Exxon, they understand the terrain. They understand what it takes. And we've been doing oil and gas since when oil and gas was discovered in Oloibi, right? So it's not alien to us. So I think these companies too will succeed. I think there will always be a learning steep learning curve, rather, is what I meant to say. So it's got its good and its bad. But if you have a total saying we will do $5 billion in Bonga North, that should tell you that maybe there's renewed hope in that sector.